to the sunny seaside shores of Albert Park, where Casper LeBeau starts on pole from Ryan Burton and Cosmas Rodicis. Then it's Christian Bentley from Antonio Ponce and Thomas Holtz. Gabriel Barton for Red Bull starts 7th from Ash Cornwell and Moises Lima. Ica World rounds out the top 10 from Sri Harishwar and Spiker with Magic starting 13th. Drago is 14th from Nora and Nick Cayman. Tommy is 17th from teammate Million Brulers, and it's Claire Williams Star in the back row of Villa Lobos and Experno. Regular Series ERL action returns with the FG Series 2, with the reigning champion on pole. All floodlights go on. And the FG Series is underway in Australia. Good start there from Casper LeBeau off the line. His teammate with a much better run on him. Ryan Burton moving up into the lead in the number 6 Good Heart Racing car. Already streaking in front of his teammate. Brilliant stuff from him as Christian Bentley for Trackhouse going side by side. Continuing that side-by-side action, coming out with a double right-hander, but not able to make the pass. So it's Ryan Burton who holds on to the lead from Bentley and Holtz. Terrible start for the reigning Drivers' Champion as Cosmas Rodicis in the number 4 car moves up into 4th position. Good stuff from the Greek driver who desperately needs some good pace runs now. Just looking through the rest of the field, Ica World on his ERL return in the FG Series in that number 1 car. Currently runs up in 7th, fighting over 7th position rather, with Ash Cornwell, the number 20 Trackhouse Racing car. Trackhouse seems to have got a brilliant setup for today as Casper LeBeau on those medium tyres, struggling to try and make some passes, has to try and look to the outside but not able to make the pass round the outside on Cosmas as they head down the main straight. On board we are with Casper LeBeau. Coming through the first chicane, and he is losing time as we're on to lap 2. Christian Bentley doesn't need any attack mode to try and get past Ryan Burton. Or does he? He was side by side, but despite his gaining, he couldn't make the pass work. So we stay on board with Christian as Ryan Burton sets the fastest opening sector of anybody. Look at that from Gabriel Barton. Also an ERL returnee. Haven't seen him since Apex Pinnacle left the ERL. So Ryan Burton holding on to the lead, doing a pretty good defensive job so far, but the rear wing is wide open for Christian Bentley. I believe both drivers fighting for their first ERL Series win, and for one of them, it's their rookie start. Almost around the outside for the number 19. I think both of them could come in as they head down the main straight. No, the rear wing stays open as they begin lap 3. And as one of the powered cars trying to make a pass, Christian Bentley has nothing left in the tank. Cornwell's come in as Cosmas Rodicis tries to move up into 3rd position and just about manages to take the place away from Thomas Holtz in that gold and black Team Impul car. And Bentley losing time to Burton. Look at those soft tyres though. Not looking too hot. 52% for Christian Bentley. The tyre management could come into play today. If you're wondering what the FG Series is, Ace Championship rebranded in the off-season. 2311 Racing joined alongside Trackhouse. Impul has a new livery. You're going to see a lot of new names that you haven't seen across the ERL. For example, Red Bull has joined for this. You've never seen Red Bull since season 14 or 15 of Formula E. Anyway, Bentley now has the lead as Ryan Burton comes into the pits. A lot of the drivers seem to slow down as if they're waving by drivers as they're about to come into the pits with 10 laps to go then. Holtz hurtling down the pit lane as out of the pits comes Ryan Burton. Good stuff from Team Goodheart there to get him out with minimal interruption. So he's going to re-emerge in this race in 12th, leader of all of the drivers who have come into the pits. Cornwell nowhere to be seen in his sights. Christian Bentley now has to put in some pretty fast sector times as Moises Lima in that Envision Racing car. 21% tyre wear. That's quite bad for these softs. In comparison, the hard compound Hankirks, 44% for Juan Villalobos, the first Venezuelan ERL driver driving for Mana Motorsport. But Christian Bentley, Trackhouse Racing still leading the pack. It's great to see Trackhouse back on the field for the first time since season 22 of Formula E. In comes your race leader, Cosmas Bodisis, right behind him as well. Casper LeBeau also coming in with Spiker and Moises Lima. Everyone coming in except for this man. Star now leads the pack, but he's dueling with Experto, who started this race from the very back of the pack, but just can't make the pass for the lead. Oddly enough, oh, that's a great work. That's great work, brother, from Ryan Burton. What an outlap he must have had, because he's pulled a good second over Christian Bentley, and Holtz is now the man right behind him. The undercut, seemingly the proper strategy to go for. As I was about to talk about Experto potentially having the opportunity to lead this race after starting at the very back, and also the ERL Formula E Series and Champ Car World Series, they often give a lot less clean racing than what we see here in the FG Series. You'll also notice around the tracks, the ERL itself now has an official logo, as there goes Experto to the lead of the pack on lap 5. That's great work from the Indian driver. He's likely to come into the pits as there goes Ryan Burton with minimal effort. Christian Bentley was looking to try and make the pass on Thomas Holtz, but just couldn't get it done. I think we now have our leading pack. Antonio Ponte doing a very good job as the Italian driver. As Ash Cornwell, oh, he's out. We were just following the Trackhouse driver of Ash Cornwell when his power unit, that Renault power unit, gave up the ghost. Everyone in this series, by the way, using Renault power units, if you didn't know, but full course caution on lap 6 of 14. And that's unfortunate through no fault of his own. Meanwhile, the reigning drivers' champion, Casper LeBeau, has got a very hefty season on his schedule as we get back under green. Casper, well, he's got quite the job to do. And I say that for many reasons. Not only is he only running 6th for a team that is also leading this race, he's also going to be driving in Champ Car for Sims Racing. But he's also driving in Formula E with Amlin Aguirre. He's got a stacked season on top of him, driving in all 3 ERL series, and in the upper divisions he's driving alongside his dad. As in come the race leaders of Ryan Burton and Thomas Holtz, only a 2-lap stint on the softs. I would personally say that the hard tyres are the optimal tyres to use, as that's the fight for second between Cosmas and Antonio Ponte. Medicis holding on to second with the oodles and oodles of experience that he has. Just look at the mid-pack though. It's always unbelievable to watch the mid-pack in action in the ERL, as Nick Haymaker in the number 8 Chip Ganassi car, rookie driver himself, gets passed by Experto. Looks like a very simple move from the 22. Thomas Holtz in the 21. He's down in 15th, the second of all the drivers, not even second of all the drivers who have come in to make their first stop, second stop I believe, because Star and Experto have only done 1 stop, I'm being told. So Burton, they are going to be racing the Junior Motorsports man though. That's very interesting to see how these tyre strategies have played out. A Star in that 9 car. Now, shockingly enough, I don't believe that Junior Motorsports has the 8. Meanwhile, Million Brulez moving up into 3rd position. The very good, very clean and very safe. It's still an amazing pass for the man in the number 12 car. Spiker was looking for a move to try and get past Moises Lima. Nothing could be done there. On board we are with the man in the number 2 car for Envision Racing. The team taking over from the Hyperdrive BBX operation. we just look through the field now. Antonio Ponce, 23-11 racing as a whole, but actually I think not that bad of a race. Side-by-side action between Star and Million Brules. This is for the podium. Star likely coming into the pits at the end of this race. Third place is belonging to the man in the number 9 car. His teammate, however, quite a ways further back in Claire Deline in the 10. Down in 16th position. And that was Moises Lima diving down into pit lane. Also into the pits, Star and Million Brules. So yes, the optimal tyre strategy is to use the hards at least once with 5 to go. Spiker leads, but more importantly, Ryan Burton is up in second with the fastest lap of this race as well. He's had an absolutely flying first race in this FG series. As Burton now trying to get away from Exferno and everyone behind him. Christian Bentley trying to put in some pretty fast sector times of his own on those soft tyres, with the fastest first sector is on the back of Team Impulse Exferno, and he gets past quite easily on those softs. Soft tyres that he's going to have to change off of quite quickly. But that number 19 car for Trackhouse Racing looks as if it's got some pace within it. Meanwhile, Spiker, your race leader, getting absolutely hammered by Ryan Burton, who now goes around the outside and takes the lead. We believe the number 13 is coming into the pits. Very interested to see how that's played out right now. 4 to go. Christian Bentley using attack mode, going down the chicane. The pass just isn't happening quite yet. Here's Albert trying to gain on Ryan. Coming through 3 and 4. The difference is just 0.2. Personally, I'm still shocked. This is some very basic ERL racing, but here comes Christian Bentley. Almost contacts. Keeps it side by side with Ryan Burton. And he might have the pass made. He's just got more grip with those softs despite them being older. And that is the lead. Contact further back. And that is one of the Chip Ganassi cars out. Is that another power unit issue? It is, isn't it? Almost certainly another power unit issue. Which is taking out Chip Ganassi's rookie driver. Unfortunate for Nick Haymaker. Anyway, full course cautions about to end with Christian Bentley as your leader. We're back under the green flags. A reminder, in FG Series and FG Series alone, the fastest lap does give you an extra point. So for Ryan Burton, that is very important for him. Meanwhile, Cars Maspedis right on the back of him as he comes into the pits with Christian Bentley for what should be their final stop. Cars Maspedis now your leader as Antonio Ponce with attack mode going side by side into the first chicane. We've seen this go wrong multiple times before. It doesn't, thankfully. Ponce still alongside, heading down into turn number 3. He's got the inside line. 23-11 Racing, can they take the lead today? Not quite yet, but he's still hustling him, still doing everything that he needs to do to try and take the lead away. Side by side they remain, almost into the wall again. These guys pushing the limits at every possible opportunity, but it's Antonio Ponce who leads on lap 11. That's some amazing work. And another full course yellow comes out. That is unbelievable, the full course yellows we're having. This time, that's 4. That's 4 one of the Red Bulls. And again, it's another power unit issue we're being told. None of these FCYs have been for any sort of damage. It's just been the electric motors just giving up the ghost. We're back under the green flags. I think we might see the leaders come into the pits. If anyone was to try and make it to the end of this stage, they would have had to be on the hard tyres, and no one is. We've got some dark clouds here in Australia as Magic comes in. The man who won the first Ace Championship race, he's got 12% tire wear, so Star now inherits the race lead with 2 to go. I don't think they're going to come into the pits, and that's the thing. At this stage, you kind of have to come in. Million Brulers also coming in, and it's so dark out there right now. This is your lead pack, Christian Bentley, in front of Experto, Spiker, and Ryan Burton. What can Ryan do to try and reclaim that potential leading position? As we're on board with the Goodhart man, Spiker just driving past Experto. And there goes Burton as well alongside. It's the 2 Impulse versus Spiker and Burton. That's some incredible work from this team. And as Moises Lima sets the fastest second sector, Burton gets overtaken by Thomas Holtz, and rain has come. Oh my goodness, what a time for rain to hit the track here in Australia. I don't think these guys are going to come in. It's the thing, we're on to the penultimate lap. They're going to have to do the final 2 laps of this race on the wrong compound of tires. We've just recalled who failed, whose power unit rather failed, and that was Shri Harishwar, the other Indian driver on the grid, so an unfortunate day in the office for him. But Star right now has this race won almost certainly. There's no attack mode. No, he's at 1%! Full car puncture imminent for the number 9. There it goes! Junior Motorsports almost had the win as Casper LeBeau! No! Casper LeBeau, the reigning series champion, is out of this race. And that saves Star from being overtaken immediately. My goodness me. We're going to have an unbelievable final lap here. Casper LeBeau, reigning series champion, out in race 1. But if his dad's season 25 in Formula E is anything to go by, he's going to take another championship, isn't he? We're back under the green flags as Star, a sitting duck to Christian Bentley, who's right behind him, but he's being held up here. That's interesting. Why isn't Bentley going past? What's happening? Now he goes alongside and overtakes Star, but Star's just held up. Christian Bentley, the race leader, has been held up, and the rest of the pack's going to feel the exact same situation. Christian Bentley now leads on the final lap. The gap to the rest of the pack, immeasurable. My goodness, this is an absolute omni-shambles as they come through the opening chicane. I have never seen anything on this scale before in the ERL, as Spiker and Burton realize, hang on a sec, we're just being held up. That's Antonio Ponte, sorry, who, as both of them realize, yeah, we kind of have to get past them. Christian Bentley, however, is making his way through the second sector. Race win in hand, surely, as the rest of the pack now overtakes Star. This has been an unbelievable final lap. Spiker hits 3%. Experto's in the similar low percentages at 5%. The Christian Bentley, 21%. That takes him to the end of this race with another lap in hand, and Tommy might face similar tire issues as well. Experto holding up the pack too. And as Burton and Ponte slide over second, is the only real on-track action. Christian Bentley and Trackhouse Racing. Trackhouse pick up exactly where they left off with victory in the FG Series. Christian Bentley, you are an FG Series race winner, as that's a full car puncture for Experto. Ryan Burton holds on to second to try and continue Goodhart's charge to another championship. Star had that puncture as well. I think Tommy might have similar. Yes, full car puncture for Tommy. And for Spiker, also got tire issues as there goes Holtz past his teammate. Can Cosmas try and get a pass done? He can't. Everyone just kept it single file at the end of this race. I don't understand this at all. What has happened to cause this circumstance? We're gonna probably investigate this. But look at that, the field just decided it's go time apparently. They're going 3 wide to the line. This is going to be the closest fight for position. Fight in air quotes, but this is for points as well. And after that absolutely farcical final lap, this is your podium. Christian Bentley taking victory from Ryan Burton and Antonio Ponce. We've got 2 rookies on this podium. And for Ryan, still looking for a victory. As for the rest of your finishers, Thomas Holtz was 4th from Cosmas Rodicis and Exferno. Then it's Star, Spiker, Moises Lima, Labarton, the top 10. And yes, Christian Bentley did not manage to take the fastest lap point away from Ryan Burton, who has 19 as of this race. Outside of the top 10, Magic was 11th from Nora and Claire DeLune. Ica World returns to the ERL with a 14th place finish. Drago is 15th from Million Brules and Juan Villalobos, with Tommy being the final finisher. Your non-finishers were Casper LeBeau, the reigning series champion, Sri Harishwar, Nick Haymaker, and Ash Cornwell, with 20th down to 22nd, all suffering mechanical failures, and Casper LeBeau just going off down at turn 8. The driver standings, the exact same as the finishing order of today's race. So in the team standings heading into the next round of the championship, Trackhouse Racing lead the way on 20 points from Team Impel and Goodhart, who are tied with 23-11. Power Motorsport is 5th from Junior Motorsports and Envision Racing, with Red Bull Racing taking that 1 extra point up for grabs. Chip Ganassi, Revolution, and Manor Motorsport all yet to score any points though. And for an opening round in the championship, that is certainly something. We'll see you guys next time then when the ERL returns for the Champ Car World Series.